Hey, Steady Steve, please like and subscribe. Please click on the Deck Heroes icon. Click on subscribe, 100% free. Well, apart from Blood In, Blood Out. Anyway, this is a bet that I was involved with. It's still running now. It's India versus Zimbabwe. India haven't even finished their innings yet. But I managed to trade out. And what this means is win or lose, as long as the match reaches completion, I get £145. All right, so let's quickly go into the India match just to give a bit of perspective. This is the site that I use. Yeah, it's 207 for 2. India playing Zimbabwe. India just won the T20 World Cup. This is a T20 match. They rested a lot of players, but the second string is super strong. I was going to make this a 1 minute video. I want to do a little bit more in detail just because it may well touch on a lot of other videos I do in the future. You got Gill, who is the future of Indian. It's just a team of superstars. It's the second string for India, but you got to think that India is like the Brazil of cricket, and these second string all super strong. Now they did lose the last game, and anybody can lose, and that is the thing of sport. So nothing is guaranteed, which is part of the reason why I got out at that, at 145, where the odds, if you look back at the video, the odds were 1.01, which means that that's the minimal price, almost like you're 5-0 up in football. You know what I mean? It's a price where nobody's really expecting them to be caught. Of course, they could be caught. This is sport. But basically, I just got out, and now I don't even have to worry about the second half. I can put something into something else if I really wanted to. But anyway, that's let's see right there, 1.01. That is, say, the price where they're saying, even though India haven't even finished their first innings and the second team, Zimbabwe, haven't even started scoring yet, they've sent no players out, they're saying there's no chance. Sometimes the market is loaded to say things like that, and you'll notice it's reflected in the odds, especially on a Betfair, where you get more kind of like you get decimal kind of odds, and it's fair, not like I don't slag them off like any other bookmaker basically, where you got an odds maker who's the house, and they always put the odds in the house favour, so you'll never ever get fair odds with anybody else but Betfair. And even with Betfair, you need a tool like this tool I've got here in the middle of the screen, which works out the odds for me. Technically, Betfair do the same thing, but it's unfair. And as I said in other videos, it can give you odds which turn a can't lose win into an actual loss. And you may be confused into thinking, well, it's got to be Betfair, it's got to be right. It's not right. It's to do with how they calculate things. They may well calculate. Listen, it's a bit grey, and I don't know. Listen, I don't want to cast any dispersions, but short stories, I don't trust anybody, including Betfair. There's too much money to be made, right? Taking people's winnings and taking their money. What they said to me was, I know this is going slightly off topic, but it's important, it's crucial. What they said to me was, if there is the available money to reflect the cash out price, then they will give the best one for that. Okay, this tool that I use will do the mathematical price, and then that may well get taken because odds are always shifting. And they'll guarantee, basically got a better chance of the best price, right? And listen, say if you don't reach the price in the first few seconds, it will give you a refreshed price, and that will cash out. Shall I tell you why? Because I've been doing this for years, and that's more honest than that Betfair system, I think, or a better system overall. And I don't trust them 100%. Anyway, so all that the context is to say, I was on a run of losses, so that's why I haven't posted any videos. Teams that should win and things like that just was not quite panning out, as getting these kind of flip-flop matches which I can't stand. Mainly kind of Sri Lankan cricket, very exciting, but it's like that, oh man, they're on the brink of winning and then they'll lose. A bit like if anybody saw the T20 World Cup final where South Africa were dead and buried, and then they come back scoring fours and sixes, then they get it to a run of ball, and then all their players are out and they can't score 30 runs for like 6 wickets or whatever it was. It's like all 5 wickets, and it's like, that was an up and down match, which I hate. Anyway, I talked about anyway. I won't say that. That's why I like the top end of men's tennis. Let's summarise with that. Anyway, all that context is to say, I'm more or less kind of, even with this 145 here, probably about break even. You know what I mean? I was on a run of losses, but anyway, I've got another fun £35 to £350 challenge. Oh, about 30 pounds, about 30 pounds. It's my man here, Medvedev. I've been watching him. I've been watching you, Medvedev. Yeah, just joking. I've been watching Medvedev in his last few matches, and he's a top. He's always. I'm surprised he's even fifth. I thought he'd be kind of, second, first, third. I mean, obviously, listen, a healthy Nadal, a healthy Djokovic, and even a Sinner may well have too much for Medvedev, but he's no worse than fourth. And you can exchange those top positions. What's the other one now? Spanish young kids. Can't remember if I mentioned him. He's in the mix as well. But there's a few people in the mix, but that solid, consistent game that grinds people down is a Medvedev. Grigor Dimitrov, very talented player. I don't want to call him a touch player, but it's just a solid, strong player on grass as well. So listen, this is not a walkover, but it is the person that I want to select for this. Let's say £30. Whatever you want, anyway. Whatever you want. What I'm going to put on is about £30. If you're a bit more brave, let's say £30. Right. The idea is get to 50, get 50 to 75, 75 to about 100, 100 to something near 150. From there, you can easily get to 200 with relatively safe bets. A bit like the India one that I picked up. I picked that up at 1.21. If anybody's good at maths, you can work out what I did. 1.21, I felt like it's on a dead cert, and that's exactly what happened. Anyway, so yeah, and I say I'm going to let this one ride. Sometimes I say, well, let's look how things are panning out, and maybe trade out. For this one, I'm going to let it ride. I'm not worried about £25, £30, and I want it to, get me to the 50. If you're putting £30 on, it's probably going to get to about £55. And then, as I say, I've already laid out the other things. Anyway, let's go into the form, because form is always all important. At the bottom, he lost to Paul in Rome's clay. Paul's actually on some really good form, and I saw Medvedev. He's played solid, even in all of these losses that you look at. He's played solid, but I think he's just had a dip in a few games, and I guess that can happen to anybody, being human. But still super solid, and I've seen him switched on for this. I did see him drop a set to Struff, looking at the most recent match, third round of Wimbledon, which is on grass. Listen, he was always in control of that match. He's always, and I couldn't believe it at 2-1 when the odds went out to 1.21. So Struff would have to win 2 more sets against a Medvedev, 5th in the world, or Medvedev only needs to win one of the next 2, and he won the next one quite comfortably, really. I think Dimitrov is probably on his day better than Struff. On his day, just look at his record. Kovacevic at the bottom, that's clay. French Open, that's clay. Hurkacz is a kind of he has moments as well. I feel like every so often he can be solid and then get in his own head about something, or just lose a bit of form at points. Not, not like his game's gonna fade away to 0, but at points. And 3-0 is quite flattering on Dimitrov, but Hurkacz is open to that. Of course, as I said, losing to Sinner's no shame. Sinner's probably the best player in the world right now. I say with a Djokovic who's not fully fit. Anyway, Dimitrov beat Manarino, lost to Korda. Korda was in some good form. There's no shame in that. I think Medvedev is better than Korda and more solid. So I just checked about rain shower in London for a change. Wimbledon, what can I say? Raining. Lajovic, solid win over him. Shang and Monfils. I saw Monfils play very well in the last round. Via Wawrinka. Wawrinka's over the hill. You know what I mean? He had that that's kind of solid game on Monfils, but I thought that would be a 3-1 to Dimitrov. Obviously, 3-0 is very strong. All those things to say this. Where is it? Yeah, Betfair. If you look, just do the right to the top of the screen. Okay, third row down, Betfair, 1.72. It's actually higher than that. It's about 1.8. So, and this is obviously not refreshing in the way that it should. Yeah, put your £30 or your £25 on. I recommend. Listen, I'm not forcing you. Put whatever what you're comfortable on, but this is meant to be throwaway money. So that for me is throwaway money, right? Whatever you have as throwaway money, or just follow it just for the fun, see how far we get. But I'm very confident. 30 throwaway money, confident that Medvedev is going to win that one, and then we'll have the follow-up videos about what happens from there, and just have some fun with it. This is fun with it kind of money. Again, not looking to drag anybody into anything. They don't have to do it. But the challenge starts here. That's it. All right, so all is good. Please like, subscribe. Click on the deck heroes icon. Click on subscribe. 100% free. Well, you know, blood in, blood out. That is Stephen. I'm out.